to episode 2 of Artistry Unleashed. I'm your host, Aman. Now, in today's episode, we are going to explore the power of shapes. Also, for those of you who have missed episode 1, be sure to catch up on that before you start with the second episode. For those of you who are coming back, welcome to episode 2 of today's Artistry Unleashed series. I am so excited to share with you today's video. But before we start with today's video, I did want to mention for those of you who are coming on now, so these series are for 5 weeks. They've started on January the 31st. They will be running for additional 4 more weeks. This is basically a great training for beginners who want to learn how to start creating art. Also, before we start with today's video, if you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon so you never miss any of my posts, and you'll be notified each time I post a new episode on this channel. Now, moving back to our today's episode, as I've mentioned earlier, that today we're going to be focusing more on shapes. Shapes are basically building blocks of art, which allows us to create different designs, also different characters as well. Now, you've probably learned to make shapes back in elementary school, and I know for some people that are just starting up with learning how to create art or get into really understanding the formats and the fundamentals of art, I think this is a great basic journey. And like I always say, it's all about your imagination and how you use your creativity. So let your imagination and your creativity run wild as you experiment with different shapes and learning how to create art using these shapes. Now, without taking much of your guys' time, let's dive into the video, and without further ado, let's begin with the video. Let's begin with today's lesson, but before we begin, let's give a brief introduction about shapes. Now, this is something that we were probably introduced in elementary school where we got to learn about different kinds of shapes. Now, if I were to define a shape, I would say it's something that is basically whatever is inside that closes the line is basically a shape. Just like the cloud that I've just made in front of you, or even the square that I'm making right now. It's basically I'm connecting the 4 lines together, and as you can see, it's formed into a shape. Now if I go with a circle, connected a line from one side to another, same thing applies to a triangle, and so on so. Now that we've drawn our shapes, now let's talk about what kinds of shapes are these. Now these shapes we've probably seen in school a lot, especially in math class that was used. These ones I believe are called geometric shapes, but now I'm also going to introduce you with the ones that we've probably seen in art class, which are seen below this page. Now, for example, if we were to take this house as an example, we can see that the shapes that were used were a triangle, rectangle, a square, and also circle. So these were the 4 shapes that we see that were used to make this drawing. In today's activity, we're going to be learning how to make drawings using these same geometric shapes. Let's begin with our first drawing. So you're going to grab a piece of paper and you're going to start with first drawing a large circle like this. And then right next to it, you're going to make 2 more smaller circles. Then we're going to draw a letter C right inside the larger circle. If anyone's guessing what we're making, we're actually be making a mouse, a very simple technique that I learned. And then we're going to add in a little line just on between the 2 smaller circles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be adding in the little details. So we're going to make the tail, we're going to add in the nose, the whiskers, the eyes, and then we're just going to be adding in the hands and also the feet as well. Now, using a black Sharpie marker, I'm going to go ahead and outline the details. So I'm going to outline the drawing. And once it's outlined, now it's time to add on the color to complete the drawing. Once it's complete, here is the finished look. And now we're going to start with a couple more drawings that we're going to do. Next, we're going to be making a hamburger. So we're going to start by making a half circle on the top. And then from what we learned from episode 1, we're going to be making a swirly line, making it look like a lettuce. And then we're going to be making a rectangular shape at the bottom of the lettuce. I'm going to call it a lettuce. And then once that's done, we're going to add another half circle at the bottom. And you have yourself, you can call it a hamburger or a Krabby Patty. Add in the details, and then once that's complete, now it's time to add on the color. So go ahead and color in your hamburger, aka Krabby Patty if you want to say. And once that's complete, this is the finished look, you guys. So we have 2 more drawings that I want to do with you guys. So let's start with our third drawing. Now for our third drawing, I'm going to be using a green colored Sharpie marker, and I'm just making some swirled lines like this. As you can probably guess, I'm making flowers using a yellow marker. I'm going to be making some little circles. Now making the flower petals, I'm going to be using the oval shape to complete this drawing. Color the flower petals in, and then once that's complete, here is the finished look. Now this next drawing is like a bonus drawing, and I'm not going to reveal what exactly we are drawing, but it is one of our favorite characters from childhood. You've probably already guessed it now, it is Mickey Mouse. So basically what I did was I drew a circle, 2 more circles next to the other one, and I made a little curved line, making it look like a smile line. And then now we're going to add in another line at the bottom with a little curve, just like that. Make a circle on the top, and then now we're going to add in the eyes. Okay, and we're going to add in some more detail. And once that's complete, here is the complete drawing. Here's an overview of the drawings that we made today. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed watching today's episode, and I do hope that you learned something new as well. Now that wraps up today's episode 2, which is all about shapes. Also remember to share your artwork creations with tagging me on Instagram at Matharu_. I would love to see your beautiful artworks. Also, if you liked today's video, don't forget to give this video a like. Also, comment down below, let me know what other kinds of basic art learnings that you want to learn in either these video series or any other upcoming future video series that you want me to cover, which topics on there. I would love to share that with you all. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon so you never miss any of my posts. And if you want to catch up on any of my art series, don't forget to click onto the link up there that you can catch up on episode 1. Don't forget to watch that if you haven't watched episode 1 yet. And that wraps up our today's episode. I will see you in episode 3 next week. Till then, take care, stay creative, and let your imagination and creativity do the work. So take care and bye for now.